Hello, people. Welcome to first meeting, Sorell Council meeting of 2026. I wish you all hope you had a nice festive period and a happy new year, and it's been a nice productive year as well. So I'd like to advise that an audio-visual recording is being made at this meeting. I also remind everyone present to be respectful and considerate towards others attending the meeting. Language or behaviour that could be perceived as offensive, derogatory, or threatening to any person attending the meeting or to those listening to the recording will not be tolerable. I would also like to pay respect to the traditional and original owners of this land and our Wiradjuri people. Pay respect to those that are past before us, and to acknowledge today's Tasmanian Aboriginal community who are custodians of this land. Moving on, we have a few apologies to this evening. First being Deputy Mayor Michael Larkins, and I'd like to congratulate Michael on the birth of his little boy at the weekend. It's all very new. Baby and mum are well and happy. Just the learning curve. First baby. So he'll be on duty next month. Councillor Lyra Casada and Councillor Terranius are absent as well. Do we have any declarations of interest for tonight's meeting? No? Item 5 on the agenda, confirmation of the minutes of the council meeting on the 9th of December 2025. Can I have a move to this, please? Councillor Nichols and Councillor Rowland to second. All those in favour of the recommendation? Unanimous, thank you very much. Moving on to the next report, my report. The recommendation that the Mayor's communication report as listed be received. Can I move, please? Councillor Reid and Councillor Campbell, thank you very much. Are there any? One amendment to the Mayor's report. I didn't make the Rethink Waste workshop at Sorell Library. But everything else is there.
Just like to make a comment, Mayor, about the artwork on the Tas Network's signal boxes is a refreshing addition to the streetscape. Congratulations to the artists and the project officer concerned.
It's a really nice collaborative.
Yeah, looks great. Looks great. Yeah.
And the children are really pleased, and I've heard lots of positive comments.
Yeah.
And students as well. So
yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks. Just the best board meeting and governance and structure review. Is there anything you can share from that at this stage?
Not at the moment. The facilitators are still working on their draft document, their recommendations. Hopefully within the next 10 days we will have more concise outcomes that I can report back on. Anything further?
I would just like to thank you for thank Council for everything that's gone into the Sorell Memorial Hall extension and the opening in December, which was fantastic, and your speech on the day, which was very poignant given the events at Bondi the day before.
Yes.
And I'd like to invite all councillors, if you haven't already, to visit the history rooms and anyone else as well. Open on Thursday mornings and Saturday afternoons at this point.
We have it. All those in favour of the recommendation to accept my report? Unanimous, thank you very much. No supplementary items. Moving on to the work group reports, item 11, the recommendation that the work group reports as listed be received. Can I have a move, please? Councillor Reid, Councillor Campbell, to second. Thank you very much. Open the floor to questions. Councillor Reynolds.
Thank you, Mayor. Just could I please give an update with the South East Sports Stadium and whether that's how it's progressing with the new floor?
Yeah, through the Mayor, should be on track time-wise. They're due back, the flooring installs are due back next week, but they were supposed to be 2 weeks ago based on a schedule that they sent through back in November. So we're working with the loss provider, Sedgwick's, trying to get that squared away. But we haven't had any further update to timelines from that. But, so it's due, I think, from Mary to be completed by before the end of the year.
Thank you. And have we had any thought into the line markings? I know pickleball's been, quite loud around their interest in having the line markings, and it's a growing sport. So
Yeah, so we've been having a discussion about it. It's a bit of a replica of when we set up to start with around how the disciplines want to have lines and whether we what we prioritise, I guess. And be mindful of other indoor sports facilities which have a proliferation of lines in their hallway. Presenting some challenging in using them. So we're at this stage we're still to do some engagement with netball and basketball around it, but I think at this stage at the very least we'll be putting some reference points into the court surface so that if they've at least got to use their temporary lines, it's sort of marked out as far as where to run them. But we just had a courtesy check-in with netball and basketball, but we've had requests from futsal, from volleyball. The difference in court presentation for those courts that have been fairly minimal with lines compared to the opposite is very stark. So trying to find a happy medium where everybody's content is not that simple.
okay, thank you. Could I also ask about the men's shed relocation? How's that sort of going? It's also got the lines got listed there. Is there any more update?
Through the mayor, the DA has come off advertising for the new site at Penna for the new facility. So that'll be before council soon. The project manager's on leave, but we're still progressing matters. So behind the scenes, all the sort of design documentation is being prepared in order for it to be able to go to tender, assuming a permit may be issued by council. I couldn't tell you if there's any representations or not. I'll need to check that. But otherwise, we're still progressing and hoping to achieve an end of financial year completion. I mean, it's going to be very tight, but that's what we're trying to do. And there's still some sort of minor elements we're screwing away with lines around what they may seek to put in place by way of a space for them to use in the future as well, which may not be with the membership. More likely to use the Memorial Hall and in some various rooms there. We may also look to upgrade some of them as well to assist them and other users.
Thank you.
Councillor Nichols.
General Manager, you were meeting with the Federal Housing Minister. Did anything eventuate out of that concerning housing programs?
Yes, through the Mayor. Took me a little bit by surprise that our federal Labor member, Beck White, had to sort of pursue the state to engage with the councils to make sure the state didn't miss the opportunity. So that was a bit perplexing, but to her credit, she corralled the federal minister, who was a fairly impressive operator, certainly knew her material, and other staff, plus the Secretary of DSG. So we've provided information that DSG was seeking around opportunities in Sorell, as has Brighton and Meander Valley, being the Lions councils. We tried to go direct to the source, so I've dealt with the blessing of the other two GMs. I went direct to the federal, I can't think what his correct title is now, Ben Rimmer, who's basically has carriage of this project to deliver it on behalf of the Minister. And I was fairly polite, back my box and said that they'll be dealing with the state, not the individual council. So we've sent the information in, and I've had a thank you reply, but they had said back in December following this meeting that there'd be a roundtable with the State Minister, which would be Kerry Vincent, and the councils to make sure we don't miss this opportunity. So, I mean, I was just amazed that there's two $10 billion packages nationally. And I mean, to the state's credit, they've certainly been working on it, but they hadn't engaged with the councils, who holds the land, about what we should be doing to facilitate this. So there's 10 billion for affordable and crisis housing, and the other package is 10 billion sort of more for first home buyers. So the sort of demographics of Brighton, as an example, has the potential to sort of access both funds, whereas Sorell and Meander are probably more likely the sort of first home buyers program. So there's a whole range of thresholds, as you can imagine, with that quantum of money being put on offer and how quickly they want to get out the door. So proof will be in the pudding about the state's ability to get on with it and not miss make sure Tassie doesn't miss out.
Yes.
And just quickly, the concern from myself and Shane, our planning managers, that which we're hoping to clarify, is just the extent to which I guess we don't want the funds to be, without being rude, to be absorbed into Homes Tas, who thus far haven't had a great run of delivering products, as opposed to what we think we can do with this to provide the sort of trunk infrastructure to get these areas going. So we'll just wait and see.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Reid, you have a question?
I have the same question. Thank you.
Anything further? No? In which case, can we take that the work groups as listed are received? All those in favour? Unanimous, thank you very much. Item 12 on page 9, no further change to the petition that's sitting with us, the withdrawal of the Blue Lagoon Draft Management Plan. Item 14 hang on. So land use planning, the Mayor advised in accordance with the provisions of Part 2 Regulation 29 of the Local Government Meeting Procedures Regulations 2025, the intention of the Council to act as planning authority pursuant to the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act of 1993 is to be noted. In accordance with Regulation 29, the Council will act as planning authority in respect of those matters appearing under item 14 on this agenda, inclusive of any supplementary items. So 14.1, Sorell Planning Authority minutes. Recommendation that the minutes of the Sorell Planning Authority SPA meeting of the 9th of December 2025 be noted. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Nichols and Councillor Campbell. All those in favour of that recommendation? Unanimous, thank you very much. On to item 18, executive summary, financial report for December. Recommendation that the executive summary financial report for December 2025 year to date be received and noted by council. Can I have a move, please? Councillor Nichols and Councillor Reid to second. Open the floor to questions on this report. I had questions, but I found the answers actually in the report. So, anything out of this? No? Okay. Is everyone happy with that recommendation then? Can I have a show of hands to approve the recommendation? Unanimous, thank you very much. On to 18.2, we have capital adjustments. 2025 to 26 capital adjustments. Recommendation that the council resolve pursuant of section 82 of the Local Government Act 1993 to accept and
adopt the below adjustments to the 2025 to 2026 capital budget estimates. Can I move it, please? Councillor Reid and Councillor Campbell's a second. Would anyone like to come out, please, and ask the question? Silence from the room. All happy? All happy? Now show hands for all those that are in favour of the recommendation, please. Unanimous, thank you very much.
So that very quickly, rapidly takes us on to questions from the public. If you'd like to stand and introduce yourself and ask your question, please.
I'm Sharon Fogarty. Can I ask, the reduction in councillors, can you just inform us when it might be happening and how it's going to be applied? Like, what principles are going to be applied to reducing councillors?
We don't know. We haven't been given any more information than the general public. Unless the general manager can furnish.
Through the mayor, so the intention would be that if the decision is made to reduce numbers, that the decision be made before the next election.
Can I ask when that is? Is it
October.
Oh,
October this year.
So that's what we're intending to deliver, is the change, so that when we run again it'll be 7 positions, sorry.
So we've all been asked our thoughts and we've submitted our thoughts to the Department of Local Government. We haven't heard back since November, was the last communication we had. So wait and see.
thank you.
Watch this space.
Kathy Manusi sends her apologies and opinions tonight, but she was wondering if there's an update on the water situation in Finland Sands.
No, the monitoring continues.
Through the mayor, I spoke with Greg, the manager, last week, and there's been improving results, but in terms of the beach, and in terms of the monitoring they're doing further up on the bluff and behind, it's been a bit indifferent. So I guess the more they investigate and get results, the more they sort of create a more rabbit burrows to go down as well. So it's too early to be definitive about anything, but at least at the beach level, it's beginning to improve.
A few of us have been talking. We would like the council to consider, maybe with public question time, imposing a limit on the time that people could talk and ask questions for. Last year it became excessive, with people going on for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And we feel that if you apply a set time and you apply it on an equal basis to everyone, that would be a good thing. I just wanted to know how the council felt.
There are within the meeting rules, local government meeting rules and regs, there are guidelines as to when we can hold the public question time. Some councils hold the question time at the beginning of the meeting, so people can ask their question and then leave. We've always held it at the end. to engage with the community, and so they can sit through the meeting and learn, basically, and then possibly ask questions of anything that's come up in the meeting. The guidelines state, I think it's 3 questions. It can be limited to 3 questions. For the sake of dialogue, I have been fairly sort of relaxed about having that ability to ask questions and then follow on in conversation from that. If there's it really, yeah, it's up to us to determine if you feel that it should be restricted more, then we're happy to look at it, at those restrictions. But I don't want to stymie the flow of information and the ability to inquire from the public. So I will endeavour to take control of the individuals asking the questions to limit that, if you like.
It's just, there's been some comments that it's been going rampant. The only other thing is at an annual general meeting, bring it up and put it to a vote and thing, but it would be good if you would consider sort of, I don't know, supervising it a bit, not better, but
I'll have a go.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Bob Brakey from Dunalley. When council start the multi-purpose path from Imlay Street to Ward Bay Road and only build 2/3 of it to Ryan's Lane, about 300 metres short of Bay Road, the residents of Boomer Bay still have to traverse along the highway on a very dangerous corner to get to Ryan's Lane. A path to Ryan's Lane is a path to nowhere. Will it be a neat pathway or a very agricultural one like the one leading into Dodgers Ferry? So I will be throwing gravel at cars when I know what is left of my nature strip. The Arthur Highway report says reactive transport is very sparse and most are not DDA approved. Will Council ask the Minister for Infrastructure about active transport pathways and suggest Imlay Street to Bay Road be done, and if not, why not? Do I have to go on social media and elsewhere to inform the 728 plus people who signed the petition asking for funding for a multi-purpose pathway that the council is only going to build 2/3 of a path and gravel at that for 30 houses in Dunalley plus and 20 plus at Boomer Bay and an 8-block subdivision along this stretch of highway? Safety for your ratepayers and all who live in this area should be a real concern for council. It is a top highway in the state with a high traffic count, but having spent no council infrastructure money for the last 13 years and possibly well beyond in this town is shocking.
We have got some money in the capital budget to spend in Dunalley in terms of footpaths and creating new footpaths.
Well, let me go over some of the questions. So, I mean, I'm happy to, if you'd prefer, I'm happy to, we can take them on notice and I can provide a formal response. That might be easier.
I've got all the extracts out of the Arthur Highway report regarding pathways and active transport. It's spread right throughout the whole report of 136 pages, so I'm sure people can't follow it, but when it's all put into context, it's quite easy to see.
Well, what we'll do, what might be easy to say, got on record, is that we'll go over the audio and put all your questions down, we'll put responses to them, so in the next agenda there'll be answers on record.
Because when I originally asked for pathway to go to the Shell service station, you said if it went to the Shell driveway, it would be a path to nowhere. Well, I'm saying the other end's exactly the same, to Ryan's Lane.
Yeah, well, let me go to some of the questions. So, the Arthur Highway Corridor strategy is done. There's a great range of projects that should be done for the entire length of the Arthur Highway. There's funding that's available, $250 odd million, I think, The department is still determining what projects that funding will go to. We have a provision in our financial plan to do at this stage of gravel pathways, you say, Bob, from Inlay to Ryan's. There's significant constructability issues with trying to get around the Bay Road corner and getting down Bay Road. So that's where council sits as far as that project, our own project. There's also issues with council responsibility. Once you build a path adjacent to a highway, you then take the responsibility of maintenance of both sides of the verge as well, outside of the traffic lanes. That's a consideration for council.
Well, then there's only a path on one side.
No, it applies to both sides of the road. That's in the Roads and Duties Act, Section 11. But again, for your benefit and for anyone else in Dunalley, we'll go through the recording and get all your questions, and I'll provide answers to it as well, so you've got it on record then. But that's the state of play as we know it.
And I can give the copies of the bits and pieces of the Arthur High report on them.
I've already got that. I've got that report all.
Thank you.
I'm curious to know if anything has occurred regarding the eradication removal of the bone seed along First Avenue, given that at the AGM in 2024 it was approved the seven people that was there with it, because I'm familiar with the trees being lowered, and I wanted to know if anything has happened. I haven't seen anything happen. Well, I'm not out there all the time, but I have not seen anybody cutting it up the bone seed. So is anything going to happen, or is it going to be an ongoing question for me every time I come to the council?
No, we haven't taken any action on Boneseed on that land. I'm just trying to find the email from our NRM facilitator from last time that was raised around the reasons why, and I can't locate it, but I'm happy to, out of council, I'm happy to provide that to you, Deirdre. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't grab it at the moment. But yeah, there are practicalities and legalities as to why we haven't been able to get anything done in that. No, that situation hasn't changed.
Would you be able to provide me with the documents that you do have regarding it? Because I'm following up and going to the
it's probably better that we have that conversation outside of councils, because I can liaise with Joe about what we have that may be of use. We're also, through Joe, made inquiries to, not Senator, Minister Barnett's office as well around the dealings with the public trustee. They've offered to, Barnett's office has offered to help as well, so we've provided them the information that we've got. So, but maybe, outside of the meeting, if you contact either Joe or myself, we can clarify what we do have that might be of use to you.
That's it? Any more questions? No? Okay, that's the end of the public question time, and we'll now go into the closed meeting, that the meeting be closed to the public to enable council to consider agenda items 24.1 to 24.3, which are confidential matters as prescribed in the regulations 40 and 17 of the Local Government and Meetings Procedures Regulation. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Reid, Councillor Campbell, all those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Thank you, folks.